that's why when someone asks me about violence, I just find it incredible. Because what it means is that the person who's asking that question has absolutely no idea what black people have gone through, what black people have experienced in this country since the time the first black person was kidnapped from the shores of Africa.
I am from Butler, Alabama, and it is 17 miles from the state line of Mississippi, southeast. Butler is about 100 miles north of Mobile. I am about 2 hours from Birmingham, about 2 hours from Montgomery, about 2 hours from Tuscaloosa. I am in the middle of nowhere, even though Butler is the little metropolis of all the little surrounding towns. Butler is also one of those towns where I didn't find out until I was 16 years old that you had to prepay for gas first. I didn't find that out until I was 16 years old. That's just how country I am, and that's how country we are, because honor system. The first time I held a gun, I was probably around 4 or 5 years old. The first animal I ever killed was a raccoon. And my people in our area, they were raised of eating, such animals like raccoon. They used to eat possum back in the day. And they kept showing the importance of it. So it was a community thing as well, where it was people that was older that didn't hunt anymore. But that's how they lived in the past. So we would hunt and provide meat to other family members.
My personal history with firearms started, I guess, back in Vallejo, California, where I came from. I come from the south side of Vallejo. Tough area, gang infested, and real gangs in California. Moved out to Atlanta in 2002. And when I moved out to Atlanta in 2002, I didn't know it at the time, but I had somewhat of a California mindset that was very anti-gun. This is something I just had with me. I wasn't really conscious of it. And I was working as a recruiter and consultant with Grady Hospital. And 2 people approached me at the time that said, hey, we're gonna go to the range. And I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna go to a gun range. And they said, Phil, you need to come with us. One guy white, one guy black, just to be quite candid. And I was like, nah, I'm not for firearms. I've never really shot. It's just not for me. So they just literally bugged me from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and finally I just relented and said, okay, I'm gonna go with y'all. I'm just gonna go. And I'll be honest with you, I had the best time of my life.
I shot my first rifle at 4 years old, 22. My daddy had us in the woods, hunting squirrels, all kind of stuff. And I've been passionate about it ever since, because of my uncles, my granddaddy, everybody in the neighborhood, like men-wise, they actually provided. So I've been passionate about it since I was a kid. Shooting with my dad is a feeling that you can't describe. I mean, not being able to describe it is an understatement. It's one of them things you'll never forget. My older brother was there, and it was like that competition, sibling rivalry thing, but it's just something that'll stick with me for the rest of my life.
Watch this. This little thing get down.
What?
Hey, you gotta load it back up now. You gotta load it back up.
Say, hey man, I ain't gotta load it back up, because he shot it, right? You should tell him to load it.
We would shoot 22s, like I say, squirrel hunting, we would hunt rabbits, but my daddy had that big stuff, you know, the 12 gauge, the 3.6, and when he cocked that thing, you would know it, and when he let it go, like everybody had, me and my brother had our hands in our ears, you know, so it's like, just some stuff you can't make up and some stuff can't be erased. I mean, wouldn't change it for the world. And coming from where I came from, a whole lot of dads wasn't doing that.
So I am a traditional hunter, not a traditional hog hunter, a traditional hunter. So I hunt everything from small game to large game. Majority of my diet consists of venison, deer meat. I consume a lot of wild hog. Wild feral swine is a whole lot healthier to eat than it is to go and eat processed pork or to get pork from the store, because you're talking about an animal that has a natural diet. Small game, I eat squirrel, I eat rabbit. I tend to try to eat certain birds like turkey. If I can, I have hunted pheasant before. Chicken is the one thing I wish they ran I wish they ran around in the wild, because I love chicken. And to me, it's more cost efficient for me to use the skills that I was taught coming up as a child to feed myself. So from gardening to actually just going out and hunting what I need, I'm not gonna, think about it. The price of a bullet is about $1.50 depending on the caliber, but a pound of beef is $3.50. That's not cost effective. It doesn't make any sense. So I'd rather go out and actually try to go for my meat, which has a fighting chance. I won't get anything every time I go hunting. They have a chance, but it doesn't make sense that you have an animal that was born, taken from his mother, and it was born specifically just to die. It doesn't make sense.
Being a dad girl is one of those things, like I said, people get it misconstrued. You know, they think it's like, say, paint toenails or dressing up in tutus, stuff like that, get in touch with, you know, a side of yourself, but it's not. It's giving them a part of you.
Walking, boom, boom, and then
when you're moving, so you're gonna come in. When I say guns up, you come guns up. And as you come in, you can go 1, 2, pow, and then you get here, you can go headshot, pow.
okay.
You get what I'm saying?
With the firearms, I've been able to give them a part of my world and let them see what it looks like. So that way, if I'm out doing something or if I'm not spending enough time, you know, they know what I'm doing. But this allowed them to spend time with me at every different level. Like there's Naomi. Naomi is a skilled shooter. She can do competition because she's disciplined. I have Kennedy. Kennedy is my door kicker. Like if it's not something CQB or something tough and dirty, she don't want to do it. Then I have Brooke. Brooke is a thinker. She's a conceptual person. Then I have Charlie. Charlie wants to shoot long range because you know what, she doesn't want to do in the real work for the physical stuff. But there's a place for everybody. And there are a lot of people, since we started this, there are a lot of people that can connect with their different personalities. And there are a lot of dads that can agree with me. And we've brought a lot of dads out with their kids because their love of firearm ownership and my love for my children have showed other dads that, you know what, though, this can be a part of your life as well.
Fire! I did it!
Ready? Aim. Fire.
Being an African-American lady, young lady at that, who shoots, I feel like it separates you from a lot of people and it makes you have your unique persona and lifestyle. I feel like it gives you a very good opportunity to express yourself in a way that most people don't get to. And a lot of people discourage the fact that you get to do it, saying that it's not safe and saying that you shouldn't do it and saying it's for boys and for guys. But I feel like this is something that a lot of girls don't do it, so we get to feed into other people that want to do it or should be doing it, and it just flows with everybody, and a lot of people end up being like us, and I really like that.
To me, I feel like it makes me different. Like, for a long time, I didn't talk about it because it's like, when I do talk about it, everyone's just like, oh, okay. Because, like, not a lot of people do it. So, like, when I do talk about it, people are either like, oh, that's cool. Or they're just like, why do you do that? And I don't know. I just feel like it makes me special in my own way. And the fact that I'm good at it, I just feel like, I don't know, it's really enjoyable. That's all I have to say.
And I feel like it separates you because it's like a talent that a lot of people don't have. So a lot of people, you're sitting in a classroom or in the mall with your friends, Or like you can go to an event and you're just like, dang, I could really outshoot this 40-year-old man.
Don't play.
And there's a lot of people that don't know like anything about you. Like, I just like that a lot. It just gives you your
Makes you a
own
little
unique.
mysterious.
Yeah. It's some pizzazz.
One thing I learned through the experience as being a survivor sister is it's okay to be embarrassed. I used to be very tough on myself, like, oh, I didn't get it the first time, now I don't want to do it no more. So it used to be where we used to go to the range, we used to practice, and I used to miss shots and I would feel embarrassed. Or one time we went indoor skydiving and everybody did good on their first try, but my try I messed up and I just started freaking out and I got embarrassed. But I realized that embarrassment builds confidence, it builds character. So those experiences with me being embarrassed, it helped me shape me into the character I am today. Like, yes, I messed up, but let's do it today, see how it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, that embarrassment also influenced, let's say, how to not give up on yourself. Because I could have easily gave up when I was embarrassed and just said, oh, I don't want to do it. I used to do it, but now, since that, now I just say, yes, I embarrassed myself, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing through. So that's one thing I learned is just cherish your embarrassments. It may feel bad right now, but it's really, in the future, you're like, wow, if I didn't actually get embarrassed and go work on that, I wouldn't even be where I am right now. So that's one thing I learned from being a survivor sister.
I feel like something I learned is even if I'm under pressure, I need to keep going or keep working on what I'm working on. Even if I mess up a couple times or fail a couple times, just keep trying, because failures and mistakes, they help to build what you're getting in the end. And I feel like that's important because, like, I wouldn't be where I am right now.
Right.
Like, with anything. If I just would have stopped working, gave up, did whatever, I would have been in a really boring place. Not a bad place, but a boring place. And we learned a lot of good stuff doing this, like how to help with wounds, how to survive, how to purify water, get food, all that. He helped us with, like, this whole thing helped us with a lot. And plus, we had to change the narrative about a whole bunch of things people have against us.
I'm gonna date myself now, but I think it's really important that everyone understands this. 1967, Black Panthers go to the state capitol in California. Brothers have guns, shotguns, and they storm the Capitol. Not in an aggressive way, but they want their forces, they want themselves to be felt. And they had some injustice that was taking place in Oakland.
Still very much understood this as a matter of rights. And so part of how they would police the police was that they would carry guns, because in 1966 in California, it was legal to carry an unconcealed weapon. But part of what they would also carry was tape recorders, legal casebooks. The part of the idea behind policing the police and the police patrols and then educating the community was about what are your rights vis-a-vis the police.
So they walk in with guns, scares the hell out of people, and they go ahead and present themselves, and they're stopped. The very next day, white folks were so terrified, Ronald Reagan started the Mulford Act of 1967, which said you cannot open carry or carry a gun in California, or you can't open carry a firearm in California. And that was the start, to me, of the anti-gun movement in the country. Now, we had these Deacons of Defense of 1964 in Louisiana that protected black folks when they were voting and registering to vote. But the Black Panthers, they are without question the template and the blueprint for all black firearms organizations and militias. To this day, they have left an endearing blueprint of how we should move, I think, because they did more than just have guns. They had food drives, they had a breakfast program that was duplicated nationally, that was very successful. So the Black Panthers of Self-Defense really set that tone for the initial black folks saying, you know, we can have a gun too. What we need to understand is that from the day black folks were brought to this country, there has been a systematic, ongoing, and consistent brainwashing, specifically in our community, that says the following: if you're a black person, you do not need a gun. And if you do get a gun, you either something's wrong with you, or you shouldn't have that in your household. It should not be allowed. That has been ongoing. So having that understanding of where we started and where we're getting now, it's all intertwined. The reason why, even to this day, our politicians, some of our pastors, our preachers in the pulpit, are still saying the same thing. Don't get a gun. Don't get a gun. To me, it's just the opposite. The gun is the missing link in our history. Had we had guns in our communities, we never would have had a Black Wall Street massacre. Wouldn't have the Elaine massacre where 200 Black farmers were massacred with women and children in the same day. We would not have Rosewood. All those instances happen because we've not had a firearm implemented in our DNA. Everyone else has, but us. And I think it's a travesty that we need to keep fighting. And our organization definitely fights that on a daily basis by delivering what I call perception becomes reality. If you look at our website, all the pictures are positive of Black women, of Black men, of Black kids shooting together in a very wholesome, very legal way. And that's done by design. It's not just happens to be that way.
Me introducing my children to firearms, it didn't go over as well with their mother as, and most people would say. She's from California, so of course her ideas about gun and gun ownership is different than mine. I'm from the South. So no, it was not a co-parenting experience that, would have been meaningful to both of us. But it was something that I wanted to give them a part of me. That this is one part of myself that you can't take away. Like I said, in the midst of us going through a divorce, I wanted my kids to be able to focus on, something else besides the divorce. I didn't want the divorce to be that pivotal thing in their life that they constantly go back to and blame all of their life mistakes or life issues or life problems on something that they could not control, and it was not their issue. So I gave them something to focus on. And focusing on that, they were able to find themselves in it. We were able to bond. Like we spent a lot of time together. We spent more time in my truck than we did, anywhere else. I gave my kids, dad time instead of screen time.
Yeah, for me, and like I said, with my experience with Black people or people of color when it comes to guns, I think it's just a stereotype because like I said, I've been around guns since I was a kid. Every male influence in my life owned a gun, owned multiple guns, and they provided for their family. Not only when, going to the grocery store and buy their meat, but they would spend hours in the woods. Now, how that translates to today is because social media the internet done made the world small, and that means you gain information within seconds of something happening. It's like you can't hide from the truth, and there's people getting shot every day. Guns are real, it's a threat, they imminent, and my personal beliefs is when it comes to firearms, they glorified. But if you look at the statistics, people die from just as many knives or brass knuckles or beating or whatever, just as much as guns. They just glorified because it's firearms, And I think my personal opinion, a firearm level the playing field, no matter what your skill set, no matter what you do, no matter what you train or however you look at it. I think on the subconscious of everybody, firearm level the playing field.
Being in this industry, being a survival sister, being amongst this group of people and having the skills that I have, it does affect my dating life. I think that for a lot of men, it intimidates them, being that I may be able to shoot better than them, or they may feel like they can no longer protect me because I can protect myself. But it does impact my dating life. I've gotten backlash on that as well. I've had people to send crazy messages on social media as if it's something that I shouldn't be doing. It has in turn boosted my confidence. But I think that it affects my dating life, and it will take a man that is not intimidated or insecure, or a man that a man that feels like he's still able to do what he needs to do as a man to date me.
Another reason why I obtained my federal firearm license is because coming from where I came from, it's a small town called Cordell, Georgia, where it's about 14,000 people. And we are number 6 in the state for crimes. And that means guys who look like me, like it's just not possible or we don't think it's possible to obtain that. And one of the reasons that I obtained this is because I want to show them guys that it's possible for you to obtain your license, build your rifle, because that gives you an intimate process when it comes to firearms. That means you would think twice before you take your firearm, something that you customize. I mean, every pin, every spring, every trigger, every handle, every part of this gun, you would think twice before you take it and turn it on somebody that not only look like you, but commit a crime where you done invested so much into this firearm and you run the risk of losing it or losing your life.
Black women are the difference maker. They're the fastest growing demographic of any group in the country. Now, having said that, I think your question wanted to address some of the growth that we're having. When Black folks are joining, up until 2016, it was more of a kind of pedestrian member, but COVID was the difference maker.
Very little problem in this country at this moment. 5
people have contracted the virus. Let us build up our confidence. We will eventually win.
It claims nearly 3.3 million
More than
announced.
6 million, I hope that's right.
10 million workers now applying for unemployment.
50 million unemployment claims filed in the span of just 4 months.
A disproportionate number are Black.
When COVID came around, I had people that were calling me across the country that argued with me, that were totally anti-gun, saying the following: "Hey, Philip, I'm scared. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the zombies are coming over the hill in the next couple of months. I don't know if food shortages are coming. I don't know if natural resources are going to be apparent, but I need to get a gun. I know we've argued and I said guns are bad, but right now I'm worried about my family. What gun do you recommend?" And I can't tell you how many times I had that conversation. How many times Black folks and white calling me saying, "I'm scared, I need a gun." COVID made people who in theory were anti-gun say, look, this is real. This is at our doorstep. There's gas lines outside. People have masks. That made them realize that we got to do something. So they went ahead and got a gun. Were there other issues? Absolutely. I'd be lying to you if I said otherwise. Was Black Lives Matter issues and Black men and women getting killed, George Floyd, Trayvon Martin, was that part of it? Yeah, absolutely. And from that, and this is why it's really important, Black women were part of that. They were integrated into that growth, especially because when Black women are coming, a lot of them are coming from single family households where they're the breadwinner. They're the defender. To replace that male presence that's not there, Black women are very intelligently saying, you know what? I need to have a presence that can stop physical threats coming to my home or to me when I'm out and about in public, or more importantly, if I'm at home at 2 in the morning, somebody's knocking at the door trying to break in, I need a physical force that can stop that. And that's why it's very, very important for their growth, specifically as it comes to applying and getting a gun.
My life been looking gorgeous. Take one day at a time, I pray I never have to force it. Got bad women for me, tell they man he need to forfeit. I'm standing with the torch gripped in my hand, I'm hella calm, the other palm hold my fortune. I live ready to die, my mama hate me sounding morbid. Growing up, my daddy got caught up in chasing fortune. He'd probably be more proud if I was doctor or a lawyer, but I'm paid.
And there are 3 things in this lifetime that men think they know without ever learning or even going to school for anything. And excuse my language, but there's number 1, that's fighting, that's fucking, and firearms.